Today we're going to talk about why you need large battery packs like this Hummer EV so you can get to rural areas for fun projects. Let's get into it. So we're headed to about 125 miles away, maybe 130, to Clay Center, Kansas from Lincoln, Nebraska. And there is only one charger that is 60 kilowatts. So a smaller battery pack like the RVing is possible, but you'll be stuck at that charger for an extended period of time. And that's because we will be towing this trailer, and then we will have a project on the back of it coming back, and so our efficiency will drop dramatically. So we are going to take the Hummer EV today because it has a large battery pack. Likely we'll still have to stop at that charger, but it'll be for a lot less time because we're at 100%, so we have a lot more energy in the battery pack. And what we figured out is that it doesn't really matter, too much the tow vehicle. The efficiency is about the same with our experience. This will be a little bit different of a trailer and setup, so maybe you'll prove me wrong, but I still think that extra energy in the battery pack will help dramatically. And so this is going to prove or disprove whether large battery packs are necessary, especially for towing. Today what we're hauling is an 18-foot trailer. It's a trailer that can hold up to 7,000 pounds, and so we're not going to load it up that much. We're only going to put about 2,000 pounds on it, put a car back here. But this will be a good test for the Hummer EV. We do have a 1-ton Ram behind us. If we wanted to make it a lot easier, we could have just taken that. But who likes easy on the all-electric family? So let's go get in the Hummer and get started on this journey.
Our Hummer is clean now.
Is it clean?
Well, kind of. And now I had all this space to myself because I was the one that woke up early and wanted to go, and the girls didn't want to even get the E-Rabbit.
Is that the new name of our new project?
Yeah, it is called the Electric Fire Rabbit.
So we are coming up to the only 60 kilowatt charger that is along the way, and we are getting 1.2 miles per kilowatt hour. So I always figure out I can go the speed where if I get above 1 mile per kilowatt hour and I have a 60 kilowatt charger coming up, that is good enough to keep that speed. I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate, because in my mind you're getting 60 kilowatt hours and an hour of charging, and you're consuming 60 kilowatt hours if you are getting 1 mile per kilowatt hour. I don't know if that's actually accurate, but that's how it's always been in my head. How would you do it? Would you slow down to maximize miles per kilowatt hour if you were coming up on a 60 kilowatt charger, or would you hit that 1 mile per kilowatt hour? I'm sure there's some sort of calculation out there. Maybe it's something I need to come up with where you can enter it and say what the kilowatt charger is and what you should aim for to be the most efficient with your time charging and driving. There's the first part of why a big battery pack can be useful, especially in rural areas. And I know that people are going to say, oh, but when everything changes over to the North American Connection Standard, NACS, that everything is going to be perfect hunky-dory. Well, sorry, but there's no superchargers, Tesla superchargers on this route either. So, we were able to pass up the 60 kilowatt charger. If we had the Rivian, Ford Lightning, any of those vehicles, we would not have been able to do that. We would have had to have getting a charge, especially with towing the trailer. If we weren't towing the trailer, it would have been fine. We've actually made this trip down here in the Rivian down and back without towing. We did have to slow down though to make that trip, but we did end up making it. So that is one of the reasons that a bigger battery pack is nice, because when you're towing, you don't have to, there's potential that you have to unhook. So if you can skip a charger and not unhook, that's huge. And then also just having to charge one time, you have less of that going out of the way to actually get to the charger and sit there and charge and then get back on the road and hit that charger again on the way back. So this is a very beneficial thing with a larger battery pack. And I do think, me personally, that there's going to be no way that Tesla can create a Cybertruck that goes over 500 miles without having a ginormous battery pack, at least the size of the Hummer EV, Silverado EV, all of those trucks that are going to have large battery packs. I know that's not popular with a lot of people, but it's just the way that it is, especially when you're talking about towing something or reducing your efficiency so much. So, my hot take. Was it good? Pulling into Clay Center here where our new toy is, and we are currently getting just switched to 1.3 miles per kilowatt hour. So my best guess is on this trip we would have been doing about 1.6 or 7, and so I don't know what that percentage is, decrease with the trailer back there, but over 20% probably, or 20-25% is probably an accurate estimate. But anyways, we're gonna pull into Clay Center, go to our friend Jerry's house, and pick up our new toy, get it loaded up, and hit the road again. How's it going? Everybody else is doing the work. Hey. Well, we just got this loaded up, and we're just getting ready to leave. It was pretty easy because it was very light. It weighs a little bit less than this 9500 beast. So, but anyways, we're going to stop and grab a bite to eat, and then before we actually get to the charge station, we're going to go to Small Town, Kansas cafe. Hopefully those are usually really good food and good people, so we like to enjoy that when we're around these areas. But yeah, let's get going. All right, bud, we went to the Brew House. How was it?
God, it was really good. The chicken tenders were good. If you go anywhere in Small Town, Kansas, you have to go to
the Brew House in Clay Center, Kansas.
Yeah.
Gary and I ended up getting the special, which was some spicy chicken. Anyways, it was super good. But we came back here. It's still hooked up. Nobody stole it. And it appears like it's a little bit high. Let me flip this camera around. It appears like the front end's a little bit high. So I think what ended up happening was the Hummer thought it would raise up. We're going to start with 56%. Yeah, so we always go to the lowest setting, especially when we are towing. Let's see if it lowers. All right. Close the door. Vehicle lowering. We're in trailer mode. Once it's done, I'll get out and see if it's level. Yeah, it looks better. So we're gonna hit the road, check the straps real quick, make sure everything's good, and get back to Lincoln. This is so easy to do one-handed. Okay. Excuse me, bud. So here at Premier Chevrolet, they have installed a 60 kilowatt. You can barely see it there, but anyways, this is Premier GMC Buick Chevrolet. They have installed a 60 kilowatt charger. Currently, it looks like it is free. All you do is plug it in, and then there is a ready plate button. You press it right there, and then you're good to go. This talks about how you plug it in, put your card there, press start, all that. Well, there's no card currently, so you just press start, and then it's going. We kind of had to park a little janky here since we are towing this, so we'll have to dodge this pole here. I don't know, but people, they're not parked in the wrong spot, but it's just for a trailer, it's a little bit difficult. If we didn't have the trailer, we would have very easily just backed up to it and got a good charge, but not the case today. But you know, when you're towing in 2023 with a electric vehicle, you just got to be smart about it. Yeah, so you can see I'm across the street now, so Premier, Buick, GMC, Chevrolet, they installed their DC fast charger over here, 60 kilowatts. So if you need a charge in Beatrice, make sure and stop by here. Currently it's free. I did talk to a lady a couple days ago. She said they were working on getting a reader for it, but wasn't sure if they would do that anytime soon, just because of the cost of it versus how many people are actually going to charge. But I think they'll pleasantly be surprised about how many people will stop here, because there really isn't too many chargers in between Lincoln and Salina, Kansas, so I think they'll be surprised. Gives you a little readout here. We're currently hitting 60 kilowatts. We've only been here 10 minutes. We only need to get to 25% and we're already there. But it does give you the current, which is kind of cool. It tells you what your voltage pack's at. So the Hummer has switched over to the 800 volt system when charging, which is kind of cool, but you know, it doesn't mean we get a higher kilowatt charge. It just means that there's going to be less amps coming out of there. So this is one of those instances where we would have had to charge. Yeah, I got some peach tea. Where we would have had to charge for an hour in the R1T, and we're only going to need about 10 to 15 minutes here to get plenty of charge. And that's why you need a very large battery pack, especially when you're towing something. In these rural areas, there isn't a whole lot of charging infrastructure. Even if you're able to use the Tesla superchargers, it is not easy to tow in rural areas. So that is why I have changed my mind with needing a large battery pack. And that is the only way the Cybertruck will be usable for truck things like towing and hauling things like that, is if they have a large battery pack. And I think they will, because they're talking about 500 miles. I don't think that Elon Magic is strong enough to figure out how to cram 500 miles out of a smaller battery pack like what's in the Model S or even the R1T or the Ford Lightning. What do you think? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Alright, so we've been here for 12 minutes, only got 12 kilowatt hours, but we have enough to make her home. Are you ready to quit? I guess we are. Looks better. Alright, summary. There we go. Let's hit the road so we can make it to our soccer stuff on time. I'm pretty sure if I got on it with this trailer, I would have beat you.
Yeah.
So the whole trip, we averaged 1.2 miles per kilowatt hour. So that was the 1.3. And then on the way back, we did 1.1 with the trailer. So it averaged out to be 1.2. So we went 250 miles and then 126 on the way back. So that's pretty good, actually. Went 250 miles and only had to charge for, what was it, 15 minutes, something like that. It only needed about, I can't remember, 13 extra kilowatt hours. So that is why you definitely need a big battery to tow and do things in rural America, and probably even to skip chargers and things like that, even if you are on the Tesla supercharger network. Please let me know in the comments if you agree with this, or if you think we can get by with smaller battery packs doing things like towing an electric vehicle. Yeah, follow along with this too. So it's a 1981 Volkswagen Rabbit. It's already been somewhat started with a conversion into electric. Our new friend Jerry started it over 20 years ago. So we're gonna finish it for him and just have fun doing it. And plus, we're gonna learn a lot more about electric vehicles with that, and batteries and BMSs and all that fun stuff. So follow along. We'll see you guys.